Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Just having a fantastic day. It's the weekend, people. Let's do this. If you have any good news to share, whether it's from a mini goal, meaning something what you would think that, oh, it's a small win, if you will, please bump it up. Just bump it up. The mindset, it starts here. Every single thing that you do, okay? The way I deal with it is I say it may be small to someone else. It may be considered a small win to someone else, but not to me. Everything is a large win. Everything is a big win now. Everything. It's 2025. We're going into 2026, and we are still either playing small, not really trying to elevate our craft, whether that's going to take an additional class or, just learning something different for your learning and developmental needs. Whatever it is, please stop saying that, well, it's a little win, it's a small win. When I talk to people, whether it's from a coaching perspective or they are in a job search and they're just looking for some, advice or suggestions, if you will, because not everybody wants your advice. But as a coach, we tend to almost give it anyway. But, we rein it in from time to time. But one thing I don't rein in when someone says, oh, I just did something, it wasn't that, important, or it wasn't that great, or I don't think I impacted many, many people. Okay, back up 1 single minute. Every single time that you accomplish a goal, please consider that a large win. I mean, it does start with the mindset. I always say it, and it works its way down to the heartstrings. Mindset, mindset, heartstring, ba ba ba. Okay? There is no such thing, in my opinion, as a small win. And even if someone else believes that, well, you've always played small, oh, that's not that important, whatever you've accomplished. Many people, other people have done it. They start the comparison game, the comparison talk. And oftentimes that will trickle down to, again, the mindset to say, oh, I thought I was doing great. I thought I had a great project, or, finished a great project. Or you finished something earlier than expected from a colleague. If you're sitting at your desk right now and you're thinking, you're watching the clock, you were given a task to do, to complete by the end of today, and it's almost the weekend, and now what? And by the way, if you're rewinding this at some point, yeah, it's close to the weekend. But if it fits and it happens that you see this video in the middle of the week, just take the information and run with it. Okay? But make sure you're running to the top, not chasing your goals, but actually accomplishing them, not chasing your dreams, but actually living out your dreams. Your dreams can and often will become a reality. And if there are some hiccups along the way, so be it. That's why you get a do over. When you know more, you do more. When you know better, you will do better. And that's the simplistic way of thinking about it. We understand as a life coach, life be lifing, as they say. But it doesn't mean that every single thing that you touch and do and deal with, the challenges that you may face in this wonderful world that and what we're doing is living out our dreams. We're living out, all of the things that we thought we would not accomplish, even when we were a child, right? So if you go back and you say, who encouraged you? If someone encouraged you, in your childhood, whether it be a teacher, it may or may not even have been your parent or guardian. It may not have been any of those people. They meant well, but they weren't as encouraging as they perhaps should have been, or what you were expecting from them, their behavior, how they were communicating with you. And so then you're kind of left with, now you're an adult and you're dealing with things head on. Again, we do have to look sometimes back in our childhood. Oftentimes I do that and I wonder, wow, I should have learned something a lot quicker than I did, right? Here we go again, the math, the sciences, STEM, and now that's all we talk about, STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. How about that? It is important. It's more than just one plus one that we need to know. We put it on paper. That's one of the first things we learned. We learned our ABCs, and most of us were singing it, and that helped us to remember it. Now, maybe you have come of age where you're like, wait a minute, okay, you're writing something like, how do I spell that again? Something that used to be simplistic is now more challenging. And I say to you, that's why I say, even in the worst moments that you can think of in your life, you want to celebrate your accomplishments, big, small, whatever somebody else thinks they are. But what I want you to do is give yourself some self-love and acknowledge the fact that you are always in a learning mode, I want to say. And also think about this. For many of us, we're continuously on that learning curve. I'm on the curve of life. I'm still learning about how life really works. I have my own theories, I have my own thoughts. Every time, either it's coaching or it's speaking to an audience such as you, it's thought out in my head. It may start out as a great idea to come on or do a live or do a video, be invited to speak for audiences, both small and large, right? Or groups, different corporations. But I'm not going to just put it to the wayside and say, oh, well, that group, that's just a small group. Oh, I can't accept that particular speaking engagement. In fact, I welcome the challenge to keep that small group, if it's intimate, to keep them motivated, inspired, and most of all, empowered by the time that my presentation is complete. So I don't do small. I used to, and it didn't get me anywhere. In fact, it made me more frustrated with my internal goals, meaning my personal goals, because I have worldly goals like, okay, show up, do your social media, do this, do that. Everyone's doing it, coaches, authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, and just someone sitting at their desk in that traditional 9 to 5, they are waiting for someone to recognize their talent, right? But because they believe you and I, at some point, you start to internalize that what you are doing isn't as important as the person sitting next to you or in the next cubicle, if they still have those these days. I know there's a lot of open floor plans out there, but I digress. I don't want to talk about that right now. Let's get back to the matter at hand. You want to do what you can in your space with your knowledge. And by the way, sharing the knowledge is great, because when you want to bounce an idea off of someone or something like that, maybe you're working on a project. And I mean, I get it. People are kind of, oh, let me hold everything close to the vest. Nope, nope, nope. You can't see what I'm working on. No, 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 no. Yeah, I get that, because as coaches and, as a life coach, a professional speaker, I get it. My content is out there for most of the world to see globally. But the main thing is, you just never know when I'm going to show up. And that is the deal. I don't always tell you I'm going to show up, I just do. And that's how we have to prepare our mind, get in that mindset of, even if you believe or someone else believes that what you're doing is small, it's just like it's insignificant, it's not enough, I'm here to tell you it is enough. Everything that you do is enough. But you know that you have to work on things a little bit longer to perfect them. But it doesn't mean that you have to be a perfectionist. Okay. And again, that's a whole nother mindset for a whole nother day. We can talk about being a perfectionist, what it really means, who's most likely to be that, and why. Right. But anyway, I want you to be encouraged to go out there, do what you need to do. Use this video as a motivational, inspirational type of connection to allow yourself to breathe, number one. And if you just check out my right here, okay? Mistakes help you learn. Mistakes help you learn. Yes, they do. They can. All right. But again, the thing behind me here, greatness takes time. You can be good today and great tomorrow and get greater and greater at what you do. But again, share your gifts. I'm planning to share mine. So I'm Coach Toy, your no sugarcoating coach. If you or your organization are looking for a speaker for your next event, whether it's virtual or in person, let's get it. Let's do this. It's close to the end of the year. A lot of the conferences may or may not start to slow down, but in the fall, we really do ramp up. Even as we're entering a holiday season, I am still available. Again, a lot of times I'm available on short notice. So I want you to be aware of that. I can talk to your audience or coach individuals or groups, particularly with career development, personal growth and development, which is my favorite topics. Very open topic, very conversational type of topic and content, and my drive to want everyone and anyone who's ever heard anything that I've ever said resonate in a positive way that will help you excel in your craft. So, again, if you're interested in having me speak, inspire, motivate, and empower immediately, make sure you check out my website, TJV empowers you. That's the letter U.com. Again, TJV empowers you. The letter U.com, not YOU. No excuses that you thought it was YOU. No excuses, oh, I can't find you on the internet. None, zero. Again, TJV empowers you, the letter U.com. I'm Coach Toy, and I hope to see you soon on your stage. All right. I'm Coach Toy, your no sugarcoating coach. Have a great one and a fantastic weekend. Bye for now.